This isn't the video that I was going to do today, but Big Brother is out there. Let's talk about it. Welcome everyone, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Travel Time. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to ask that you click my face in the corner and don't forget to ring that bell icon up above so you know when I post new videos. This was not the video I was going to make today, but something happened that up to this point I've just been hearing rumors of, but this is really changing my thinking on a global scale. Let me read to you the email I got today. Hi Mark, as you may know, our community guidelines, this is from YouTube by the way, describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video, I'm not going to tell you which video it was yet, was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. What was I doing? Was I spewing outrageous vulgarities, hatred? Was I supporting bigotry? What was I doing that was so awful? We know this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place. Do you notice that there's a lot of buzzwords these days? There's a lot of words that people use, and they feel that if they use these words, they're going to be okay. A safe place is one of those. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we made a mistake, you can appeal, and we'll take another look. The video in question was titled, "A car air freshener that kills COVID-19? Rideshare health solutions." And we were looking at someone that said that they had run some independent tests and they found that, maybe you've watched that video, that with repeated use over the course of time, and they talked about like an hour and 2 hours and that sort of thing, that it would kill off, and they gave some statistics, a number of, 95%, 98% of COVID. Now understand, a lot of stuff kills COVID, right? Clorox wipes kill COVID. That's why we're always told to use them. Hand washing kills COVID. If it didn't, why are we doing it? It says here, YouTube does not allow content that spreads medical misinformation, contradicts the World Health Organization. This scares the living daylights out of me because what they are doing is limiting freedom of discussion, free thought. They're saying there's one grandmaster opinion, and that's the only one that's right. There was a time when the church in the Dark Ages said, this is ridiculous. You cannot say that not only does the earth rotate, but it revolves around the sun. We all know the earth is the center of the universe. And people were jailed for saying otherwise. Now, recently, Congress brought some of these companies, like Facebook and YouTube, not on charges, but they kind of put them on alert that, hey, you've got to allow freedom of discussion. Not hatred, not vulgarity, although there's an awful lot of that they do not stop in YouTube. I simply had an innocent article I was sharing with you about a company that said, hey, we've had tests. Yes, follow the science. They did independent testing that indicates that this tends to kill the COVID virus. This product, as far as I know, isn't even on the market yet. And YouTube killed it. What else does this email, there's a lot more to it I'm not going to read, but what else does this tell you? It was flagged to us for review. There are people out there, I don't know if they're targeting me personally. There's very little they're going to find in my videos that are offensive or wrong. But you see, I'm not in their camp. I don't think the way the Führer does, so I'm silenced. That is really dangerous. I don't care who you are. You have a right to your opinion and let people look at it and say, hey, does this make sense or doesn't it? I'm not saying that I'm a professional, I'm an expert. I was reading an article to you. I gave you the source. I told you that there was scientific study. You decide. Here's what's interesting about this. At the bottom it says how you can respond. If you believe this was a mistake, which I do, we'd like to hear from you. To appeal this removal, please submit this form. When I click on this form, you're not going to believe it. This so-called appeal, it says submit an appeal. Appealing this violation is not available. That's it. No explanation, no nothing. It says in the previous paragraph that if I want to appeal, click this form. I click it and it says you can't appeal. Does this sound like the United States to you? I mean, really? Now, I know this isn't a government doing this. It's a half-assed company, but still, how in the world can they justify shutting down free thought? And you see, the thing is, and the reason they went in front of Congress, is they get special consideration that things like newspapers and news media don't, and because they're saying, well, we're not producing the material, we're just a delivery business company, whatever. Facebook, they'll say, well, we don't create the content. YouTube doesn't create the content. But once they start editorializing, and that's what Congress was saying, once you start saying this person can share their ideas, but that person can't, based on an arbitrary judgment, why don't they just say the same thing? Well, you disagree with President Trump. You disagree with Nancy Pelosi. You disagree with fill in the blank. We're not going to let you share your ideas. So this doesn't really get me so upset that they pulled my video, because the nature of my channel is people don't go back and watch those videos anyway. People tend to watch my videos when they come out and they hit, and within the first couple of days, however many views I have is probably what I'm going to have if you come back and visit a year from now. There's a few exceptions. I have some out there that have 50, 60,000 views. Most of them don't have that kind of life to them. So I'm not really upset about that, because that video did what it was supposed to do already. It got the views it's going to get. I'm more concerned that, number one, there is someone out there that's either targeting me or targeting our entire community and saying, hey, I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to report you to Big Brother. Either that or, I don't know, YouTube. No, YouTube, they said that someone turned it in. Someone flagged it. What do you think? I'd like to hear your opinion. I really want to know on this one. Number one, do you think someone is targeting me, or do you think someone is just targeting ideas? Secondly, do you think that YouTube is right to do this, or do you think that the government was right to say, hey, you got to stop this practice, because you're determining who's right and who's wrong, and as such you are controlling the messages, and you should no longer get special consideration. In other words, they're exempt. I don't have this exactly right because I'm not an attorney, but they're exempt from being sued, for example, for what someone puts up on the channel, because they can say, well, it's not our content. Well, now it kind of is, isn't it? So this one, it surprised me. It shocked me. It disappointed me. I won't say it irritated me, because I'm not personally bothered by this, but I do feel like this is one more step to having our freedoms taken away. And even if you're someone on the other side of this that says, yeah, I agree with World Health Organization, who, by the way, changes their mind as the wind blows. How can you keep up with them? They're constantly changing. Remember when they said masks didn't help? And now, ooh, masks are everything. So, well, opinions change. New information is discovered all the time. So changing as their opinion changes, and blocking content and stopping people from having intellectual discourse, I think we are on a slippery slope. What do you think? Share your ideas down below. This one goes beyond Uber, beyond Lyft, beyond the foolishness and the nonsense that we talk about here. This gets to the heart of what this country is all about. Love to hear your thoughts, everybody. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face, and don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mark, and this is Mark's Travel Time.